We are live.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. I see that people are still streaming in, so just let us wait for a couple of minutes before I start. Okay, I guess I can get started. Thanks for the waiting for me. So good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and greetings from Singapore, and thank you for having us today. It's actually now Friday in Singapore, 5 o'clock in the morning. Now, for the past few days, we have been watching the US elections with great interest. In fact, the headlines of Singapore's Straits Times newspaper yesterday was cliffhanger, alluding to the tight race between Trump and Biden when the event is yet to be decided. Well, Singapore also had our elections about 4 months ago, but I need to say that in comparison, it was much less exciting. And even though it did result in some change in the political climate in Singapore. Yeah, so good afternoon again. My name is Choon Bong, and I'm from the Cybersecurity Agency of Singapore, or CSA in short. Together with my colleague Shin, we are happy to be here today to share with you what we are doing to develop the manpower security, the cybersecurity manpower ecosystem in Singapore. So we will cover both the talent attraction and education perspective, as well as the professional development perspective. Next slide, please. So let me start by giving you a short introduction to CSA. CSA is the national agency in Singapore responsible for keeping our cyberspace safe and secure. We protect our critical information infrastructure from cyber attacks to ensure national security. We also provide the assurance and trust needed so that Singapore can reap the full benefits of a digital economy. And we protect our citizens from online harm as we move more and more, as we rely more and more on the internet for our daily living. So you can think of CSA as Singapore's equivalent to the Department of Homeland Security's Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency for the part on the cyber. Yeah. So in addition, we have responsibility to develop the cybersecurity ecosystem and forge international collaborations. Well, CSA was set up about 5 years ago, and we report to the minister in charge of cybersecurity, who's concurrently the Minister of Communication and Information. Next slide, please. So the Singapore cybersecurity strategy was launched by our Prime Minister 4 years ago. This national strategy paints out priorities for a resilient and trusted cyber environment for Singapore. While CSA is the national agency leading the charge for cybersecurity, we work closely with our stakeholders from the government, industry, academia, and international partners to achieve the common goals. The strategy has 4 pillars. First, for building a resilient infrastructure, our goal is to protect a list of critical information infrastructure, or CIIs as we call it. So we want to ensure that essential services needed for our day-to-day lives are not disrupted by cybersecurity threats. We have a total of 11 CII sectors, including energy, transport, healthcare, and info communications. And CSA works with the CII sector lead agencies to protect all of them. More than 2 years ago, the Singapore Cybersecurity Act came into effect, and it gives CSA greater powers to secure our CIIs. In the second pillar, creating a safer cyberspace, it relates to uplifting the general cybersecurity posture of our people. We do this by promoting cybersecurity awareness and adoption among businesses, institutions, as well as the general public. So creating a safer cyberspace also involves working closely with Singapore Police Force to combat cybercrime. And the next 2 pillars, a vibrant cybersecurity ecosystem and a strong international partnership, support the first 2 pillars. On developing a vibrant cybersecurity ecosystem, CSA looks to build industry and manpower capabilities to help address our national security needs, as well as to contribute to economic growth. And last but not least, it is important to forge strong partnerships both internationally and bilaterally, as well as create opportunities to facilitate discussions on norms for responsible cyber behavior for the cyberspace, and for capacity building among regional countries around Singapore. Next slide, please. Let me elaborate a little bit more about on Pillar 3, which is pertinent to our sharing on manpower development today. There are 2 reasons why we want to develop a vibrant cybersecurity ecosystem. First, for national security. As our economy becomes more and more digitalized, we need more and more professionals with deep expertise and companies with deep technical capabilities to protect our networks and systems against cyber attacks, and to respond to cyber incidents quickly and effectively. On the other hand, there's also an opportunity to create greater value for the economy and create good jobs for Singaporeans by embarking on cybersecurity. This supports our aspiration for Singapore to become a global Asia cybersecurity hub, exporting our solutions and expertise to serve the cybersecurity needs of our other countries, especially those in our region. Next slide, please. Singapore is a small country with just over 5 million people. According to Gartner, our domestic cybersecurity market in 2019 was about 1.15 billion Singapore dollars. And this is equivalent to about 840 million US dollars. And it is growing at a fast rate. And according to another survey, the demand for cybersecurity professionals is also fast growing at an annual rate of more than 10% to over 7,000 people next year. So we therefore see the need to quickly ramp up the supply of talents in the industry. Next slide, please. So however, like most other places, there's an acute shortage of manpower, cybersecurity talents in Singapore. As shown in this chart from ISC Square, 61% of Singaporean companies cited difficulties to find qualified cybersecurity personnel. So to overcome this shortage in Singapore, we take a 2-pronged approach. First, to meet the immediate shortage, we have implemented professional conversion schemes where the government provides subsidies for companies to provide on-the-job trainings for non-cybersecurity professionals to take up cybersecurity jobs. Second, to ensure a stronger future pipeline of talents, we work with high schools and universities to encourage more young people to consider taking up cybersecurity education and career. My colleague Shin Yi will elaborate on these schemes later. Next slide, please. This chart shows the more in-demand cybersecurity skills in Singapore. As you can see, skills with higher demand includes areas like cyber risk management, security administration, as well as security assessment and testing. Can we move on to the next slide, please? Now let us move next to cybersecurity education and career pathways. Next slide. The education system in Singapore follows the British model. In essence, students normally take the GCE ordinary or O-level exams after about 4 or 5 years of secondary school education. After O-levels, students will have a choice of either going through a 2-year junior college education, which leads to the GCE advanced level exams, or going through a 3-year polytechnic education, which offers courses like engineering or business. And I beg your pardon. So the 3-year polytechnic, sorry, can you move back to the previous slide, please? Yeah, so the 3-year polytechnic education will offer courses like engineering or business and will lead to a polytechnic diploma. So after either junior college or polytechnic, the eligible students will continue with university education, offering first degree and postgraduate courses. So over the past 5 years, the number and capacity of cybersecurity courses in our polytechnics and universities has been increasing steadily. These tertiary institutions are now producing over 800 cybersecurity graduates annually. And from this chart, you may recognize the National University of Singapore and as well as the Nanyang Technology University, as they are more well established internationally. But all the five universities listed here are all building up their own strength and reputation for cybersecurity education. Next slide, please. So in Singapore, government agencies award scholarships to sponsor selected students in the university education. So in return, students need to commit to serve in the selected organizations for a few years after they graduate. So in this chart, I listed 3 types of scholarships pertinent to cybersecurity. We have a Smart Nation scholarship for students who want to work in non-defense sectors, and the DSTA scholarship for students aspiring to work in the defense sector. The government also gives away SG Digital scholarships to help build up top students who want to serve in the industry. In case you're wondering, SG in this case is an acronym for Singapore. Next slide, please. And about 4 years ago, the Singapore government has worked with consultants and industry partners to develop a total of 33 national level skills frameworks for various industry sectors. The aim really was to create a common skills language for individuals, employers, and training partners. So each of these skills frameworks helped to explain the career pathways, job roles, skill sets, and training programs for the respective sector. So with the framework, individuals can make informed choices on the career and educational pathways. Employers can design human resource development programs plans for the employees, and universities and training partners can better design the curriculum for the students. These frameworks are available for public online for download and online under our Skills Future agency in Singapore. Next slide, please. Cybersecurity falls under the skills framework for infocom technology. The original development team made reference to the NICE framework in USA when they conceptualized the Singapore's framework about 4 years ago, and it was updated about a year ago. In this updated version, there are 7 cybersecurity domain areas, ranging from governance, risk and control, all the way to security design and engineering. Job roles for each domain are also defined, together with the career progression pathways leading to the top job of the CISO. Next, please. So in this example of the cybersecurity risk analyst job role, pardon, the wording is a bit small, but yeah, maybe I'll just bring you through a little bit. The skills framework provides the detailed job description, work functions, and key tasks. On the right-hand side, it provides the skills and competencies as well as the proficiency level required for each of the job roles. The proficiency levels will be further defined if the user click on each of the proficiency tabs. Now, other than this ICT skills framework, we all know that the existing skills framework is just focused on more on the IT domain, but we know that cybersecurity also includes the operational technology or OT domain. So to address this gap, CSA is now engaging a consultant to work with the industry to develop the OT security skills framework to complement the framework for IT security. Next slide, please. Now, community partners are key to CSA's work to develop the cybersecurity profession in Singapore. We work with and support cybersecurity professional bodies to build up strong communities of practice in Singapore. Specifically, we work closely with 4 such organizations. First, the Association of Info Security Professionals, or AISP in short. It's made up of a group of passionate cybersecurity professionals who are active in many community initiatives. Second, the Singapore Computer Society, or SCS, has a chapter on cybersecurity and help to deepen the appreciation of cybersecurity among the general ICT workforce. The third and fourth organization, ISC Square and ISACA, probably needs no introduction to you. Both have sizable membership in the respective Singapore chapters. CSA has multiple touch points and engagements with both organizations every year. Next, please. Well, it has been said that cybersecurity is a thankless job, and you are only put in the spotlight when cyber breaches happen. In Singapore, that was true, but only until 3 years ago. In 2018, we started the Cybersecurity Awards to recognize individuals and enterprises for the right reasons, which is the contributions to the cybersecurity ecosystem. A total of 11 organizations, including the 4 that I discussed in the previous slide, came together yearly to organize this annual event to pay tribute to and give thanks to our people and companies who have done well for the ecosystem. Next, please. Yeah, so I've come to the end of my sharing, but I now hand you over to my colleague Shin, who will share with you in more detail Singapore's cybersecurity manpower development efforts. Shin, over to you, please.
Hello, everyone. Hi. Yes, I'll bring you through the cybersecurity manpower efforts, development efforts we have in Singapore. So next slide, please. Our initiatives address 4 key demographics, stretching from pre-tertiary students to fresh and experienced professionals. On pre-tertiary students, we believe that it is important to reach out to them early to excite them on the opportunities of a cybersecurity career before they get attracted by the more lucrative professions such as property, banking, and finance. During these formative years, we could identify talent and channel them to cybersecurity competitions or to pursue cybersecurity education. For tertiary students, it is important to ensure that the curriculum remains relevant to industry needs and wherever possible, deploy talented tertiary students to perform cybersecurity roles for their national service. For fresh professionals, the emphasis will be to bridge their competency gaps and make sure they hit the ground running after being employed. We also encourage them to upgrade themselves through internationally recognized courses and certifications. For mid-career professionals, we look to tap on their experience in related disciplines and convert them for cybersecurity roles. For those already in the profession, they need to continue to deepen their skills. In the next few slides, I'll provide more information on the initiatives that address these demographic groups. Next, please. As part of Singapore's efforts to build the cybersecurity talent pipeline, CSA has brought together various industry partners, such as other government agencies, private organizations, communities, and academia to develop programs under the national initiative SG Cyber Talent. SG Cyber Talent aims to nurture talented cybersecurity enthusiasts from a young age and to help the cybersecurity professionals to deepen their skills. I shall run through on the overview of the SG Cyber Talent here before sharing details on each program in subsequent slides. Since the inception of CSA, the key focus of our work is in the middle, which is on the professional conversion and development program on in both the private and public sector. We have also developed targeted initiatives for whole of government approach, such as developing intermediate to advanced training programs for whole of government under our CSA Academy. Our cybersecurity manpower development plans have expanded to have a more holistic approach in terms of our interventions. With the aim to grow cybersecurity talent pipeline, we have moved upstream to pre-tertiary to engage the students early. So they are probably like, your high school students, from your grade 9 high school students onwards, and to facilitate entry into the industry through SG Cyber Youth. In addition to the SG Cyber Youth, which is part of the talent attraction efforts, we also introduced SG Cyber Women to attract a diverse local talent pool from pre-tertiary level onwards to consider cybersecurity as a future career. This year, we will be introducing SG Cyber Educators to grow a passionate pool of educators who could be able to interest and guide their students in their cybersecurity journey. Earlier this year, we have also introduced 2 new programs to nurture top young talents and leaders through SG Cyber Olympians, which is part of SG Cyber Youth, and also the SG Cyber Leaders, respectively. We shall go into more details on each of this program. Next, please. The SG Cyber Youth is a national program that is designed to guide youths in their cybersecurity journey, led by CSA in collaboration with partners from the cybersecurity industry and academia. The program aims to move upstream to the pre-tertiary to excite and guide you students, which I shared earlier, which are typically your high school students, towards a future career on cybersecurity. SG Cyber Youth provides these students with opportunities to explore cybersecurity as a career and for them to gain exposure to relevant technical knowledge and soft skills through training bootcamps, competitions, learning journeys, and career mentoring. These activities will provide the students with immersive experience, career guidance, and also skills development in cybersecurity. Next, please. These are some of the initiatives under the SG Cyber Youth program. The Youth Cyber Exploration Program, YCEP, is a cybersecurity bootcamp that is specially designed for students to learn fundamental cybersecurity concepts through training by academia and also industry partners with hands-on lab sessions. To date, we have already trained over 700 secondary school students, which is trained by our local polytechnics and also community partners. This year, we actually see that there's an increase in girls taking part in these bootcamps. And the top YCEP participants from various bootcamps will also be invited to our annual YCEP Capture the Flag competition to pit their skills against one another. We also co-organized the Cybersecurity Career Mentoring Program with one of our local community partners, the Singapore Computer Society, to provide a platform for students and young cybersecurity professionals to gain valuable insights into the industry and support from experienced cybersecurity leaders and also industry experts. CSA and the community partners have also been actively reaching out to the schools to share about cybersecurity as a profession with the students. Also, we do see an increase in requests by the school for us to share about the cybersecurity profession. Next, please. In the next phase of SG Cyber Youth, we have launched the SG Cyber Olympians program earlier this year. SG Cyber Olympians aims to nurture a pool of young Singaporeans with exceptional cybersecurity talent to support Singapore's expanding cybersecurity hub. CSA will work with the cybersecurity community and educators to identify top young talents and train them in advanced cybersecurity skills. The program will also provide opportunities for these young talents to take part in cyber sparring, mentorship, customized training, and also overseas competition. Next, please. In recognition of cybersecurity as a national security concern, the Ministry of Defense in Singapore has made cybersecurity as a new national service vocation. To support the vocation, the Cyber NSF scheme will identify cybersecurity talent and develop them for MINDEF's operational needs. There's a rigorous selection process to qualify for the vocation. So successful applicants could either be deployed as cyber operators, which perform fundamental tasks, or cyber specialists, which perform advanced cyber tasks. Those on the cyber specialist track get to undergo sponsored training and also work-learn program at some of the local universities in Singapore, such as the Singapore Institute of Technology and also the National University of Singapore, NUS. This year, CSA introduces the SG Cyber Educators Program with the objective to grow a passionate pool of pre-tertiary and tertiary school teachers, and also some of our education and career guidance counselors to be familiar with the cybersecurity industry and its career prospects. They could then interest and guide their students to make cybersecurity as a choice of their education and also career. This program aims to bridge the training gap between academia and industry and also help produce more cybersecurity graduates who are industry ready. This is part of CSA's efforts to reinforce the cybersecurity talent pipeline under the SG Cyber Talent Initiative. One of the key initiatives under the SG Cyber Educators is the inaugural virtual Singapore Cybersecurity Education Symposium, which will be held about 2 weeks later from 19 to 20 November. The symposium will bring together industry partners, academia, and government for a 2-day online event with the objective to equip educators with a better understanding of cybersecurity and career outlook. Attendees will be able to attend sessions that center around the following themes, such as Excite, Empower, and Engage. First, under Excite, it is to equip educators with knowledge about cybersecurity landscape and career outlook. And second, we hope to empower teachers, educators, through learning about trends, developments, and best practices on cybersecurity education for educators to stay current in the fields. Last, Engage, it is to build a network of educators, training providers, and cybersecurity practitioners to connect and plug into the cybersecurity ecosystem. Another initiative under SG Cyber Educators is the Cybersecurity Insight series. It comprises of quarterly information sharing sessions by CSA or our industry partners with the aim to provide the educators and the career counselors with insights to specific cybersecurity trends and career opportunities. Next, please. So the objective of the SG Cyber Women is to attract a diverse local talent pool through partnering with our professional associations and also our non-profit organizations to encourage girls to pursue tertiary education in cybersecurity and inspire more women to take on cybersecurity roles. With the launch of SG Cyber Women last year, September, there had been active participation from females from as young as pre-tertiary to cybersecurity leaders and practitioners. One of the key initiatives in this program is the Ladies in Cyber Mentorship Program that has been developed by one of our key industry association, the Association of Infocom Professionals, that will pair industry mentors with students from the Institutes of Higher Learning, which is typically our universities and polytechnics, through one-to-one mentoring, company visits, and also attachment opportunities for students. This year, September, we launched the SG Cyber Women X series as part of our efforts to celebrate and promote women in cybersecurity. CSA brought together various local and international industry partners and community partners to organize a series of virtual events on cybersecurity, such as like career talks and also even a CTF for girls competition. We concluded the series with a Women in Cyber event in CSA's flagship event, Singapore's International Cyber Week, SICW, which was held virtually last month. The SICW Women in Cyber event was co-organized with the High Commission of Canada and also the Embassy of Kingdom of the Netherlands, and featured international women cybersecurity leaders on their career experiences. Next, please. This year, we have launched the SG Cyber Leaders Program that aims to strengthen the knowledge, leadership, and networks of Singapore's current and upcoming generation of cybersecurity leaders, so that they can more effectively lead and advance the cybersecurity function in their organizations. The program will involve building communities of practice, training for leadership roles in areas such as cybersecurity policy and strategy, effective cyber crisis management, and also provide opportunities for exposure to global best practices and technologies. Next, please. So to develop the cybersecurity professionals through deepening their skills, CSA works very closely with other government agencies such as our Infocom agency in Singapore, known as the Infocom and Media Development Authority, and also some of the other agencies such as Workforce Singapore, which actually handles more of the workforce programs, and also Skills Future Singapore, which focus a lot of on the training program for various professional development programs. For fresh graduates or mature workers who are just beginning to embark in a cybersecurity career, Singapore has the Cybersecurity Associates and Technologies, or CSAT in short, under the Tech Skills Accelerator initiative. CSAT is a program which CSA developed with IMDA and supports hiring and training for both young and mid-career cybersecurity professionals into cybersecurity roles through on-the-job training and local and overseas attachments that are identified by these private organizations whose role is a training partner for CSAT. We also have the Tech Immersion and Placement Program, TIPP. TIPP actually comprises of immersive boot camps, which will train and convert individuals with no prior job experience in a particular IT area into industry-ready professionals to take on entry-level job roles. So we have launched the first cybersecurity TIPP program. It's a cybersecurity immersive bootcamp that is developed by one of our local training partners, NTUC Learning Hub, and together with Cybint, they have launched this program with the aim to place the candidates into entry-level cybersecurity job roles, such as the security executive and associate security analysts and engineers. So the Critical Infocom Technology Resource Program Plus, CITREP Plus in short, is a program that supports the workforce in keeping pace with the technology shifts through the continuous training and proactive training of technical skill sets in order to remain relevant and productive. CSA works with our Infocom agency to identify training providers to develop and offer quality courses and professional certifications that impart knowledge and relevant skills. Next slide, please. This year, CSA has also launched the Cybersecurity Professional Development Program, CSDP in short, that will provide fresh graduates and mid-careerists with industry-focused training over the 18-month program. These trainees will acquire skills such as penetration testing, digital forensics, ethical hacking, and cybersecurity incident response through classroom training, as well as attachments with technical and operational divisions in the government to gain experience working on cybersecurity projects and hands-on experience in areas such as national cyber threat monitoring and incident response to protect Singapore's cyberspace. Yeah, next please. Please visit this website for more information on our programs that we just shared. And actually, this will wrap up our presentation for today. Thank you.
So if you have any questions, may I invite you to type it out in the Q&A box? Yeah, so we'll wait for a couple of minutes to see whether there's any questions. Thank you. Hi, there's a question to asking whether we are pursuing any particular activities to promote interdisciplinary cybersecurity training with, for example, law or policy. The answer is yes, but not in a very deliberate way. We do collaborate with not directly from CSA, but our partner association, the AISP, actually works with the Law Society of Singapore to come up with some cybersecurity training for lawyers, so that lawyers who are interested to pick up more knowledge in this field can actually participate in the short training, so that to get themselves acquainted and be able to take up legal work that's pertinent to cybersecurity. Yeah. I'm sorry, but I don't have too much information on what they exactly are doing. But this is something that we can find out a little bit more if you're interested. Just let me know.
Hi, there's a question on whether does Singapore try seeking out talents in other disciplines? So, for example, I think they have shared that in Hong Kong, right? I think it's Hong Kong, where they've been diverting students from justice studies and psychology into cyber. So in Singapore, I think actually we don't actively go and search or rather divert students from other faculties into cybersecurity, but our programs will actually are open for all. A few of these programs, such as our some of the boot camps in Singapore that's held by some of the various partners, they actually open to all. And also we also have like bug bounty programs that's actually open for all the faculties in the particular universities and not just restricted to participation from those students from the cybersecurity field. So this is something that we have in Singapore. And also some of our programs, such as just now I shared the CSET program, they also technically do not just restrict only from students, cybersecurity students. So of course, if these students from the non-cybersecurity field could pass the screening test, then this is where they can actually embark on a career in cybersecurity.
So if there's no more question, okay, there's one coming in. Yeah, so I take it. Yeah, thanks, Alan, for the comment. So in Singapore, we also have some take much kind of effort to actually try to promote cybersecurity among those who are not actively looking for it. Especially currently in the current COVID-19 situation, where there are a lot of people who actually may be in search for new job roles after they get retrenched. So, and not many of them actually know that there are opportunities within the cybersecurity. So we actually need to work very closely to promote and to these opportunities to those people. Yeah. So if there's no more question, we would like to thank you for joining us this afternoon in our session. We look forward to talking to you again in the future. And please stay safe and secure. Shin, any last words?
No, yeah, stay safe. Okay,
Thank you, everyone.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.